Hello, my name is Ryan Eller, and I am the MIST Program Coordinator here at Cal State Monterey Bay. In the MIST program, alluding to our Masters of Instructional Science and Technology, a roughly 16-month graduate program for those who are interested in fields such as education technology, corporate training, and really any instructional setting that you may find yourself within. So with that in mind, many people ask me questions on really how to start the application, how to complete the application, and this video guide will be one of probably roughly 5 to 6 videos that will walk you through the application process from start to finish, really from creating the application account all the way to completing each section of the application and then submitting said application. So with that in mind, I thought I would start with our website, csumb.edu/mist, and here we're on the home page of the website. And you can see here on the home page that we have a nice big green button, Apply to the MIST program. If you click on that, it will take you to the Cal State Apply application website, where all CSU campuses house their graduate and undergraduate applications. But before we travel there to create our account, I thought I would quickly share some of the links for our program that are, I think, somewhat helpful in completing the application start to finish. So with that in mind, the easiest way to share your contact information with us is through using the Contact Us page here. So if you click on that link, it will take you to a page that houses a Google form. You can share your information, which program you're interested in, preferred email and phone number, and I can use that to contact you throughout the application process. Some other good links that are helpful are our actual admissions pages for each program. And what I mean by that, these pages house all of the information for how to apply to the program, what documents you would need, just simple dates of when the application opens, closes, priority deadlines, things of that nature. And that's housed in each of the links below for each of our respective program. We have a blended program, which is more hybrid in nature, has some required time on campus. We have a fully online program, which is naturally fully online. And then we have graduate certificate programs, either blended or fully online, that are a little bit shorter in nature, 16 units in length. And they can be used to really kind of pick up more of just the technical knowledge in the program versus the combination of technical, practical knowledge and theory of instruction design and education technology usage. So I hope that helps differentiate those programs a little bit. With that in mind, each of those pages are very helpful to get an understanding of how to apply, though naturally the application process for all 3 programs are quite similar. And so we'll go through what those applications look like as we go here. And then lastly, another really helpful link that I think is beneficial to the applicant is our news and events page. And if you click on this, what you will find is that we have a list of all of our information sessions. It will also host dates for our capstones so that you can see what student projects look like from real MIST students. And really be able to get a better understanding of the program either through interfacing with us or interfacing with our students. So with that in mind, let's go back to the MIST homepage here very quickly, and I'll slowly begin to walk you through how to create the Cal State Apply application. So first you'll click on the Apply to the MIST program link, and that will take you over to Cal State Apply. And from here, you're going to want to click either Apply up the top, viable option, or you can come down here and select the term that you would like to apply. And for the MIST program, we only accept applications for fall. So you would select fall 2020, click apply. And then after you kind of load a little bit, apologize for my computer, a little slow, but once it loads up, then you'll get to this page where if you have a login from either previous years on Cal State Apply, especially if you were maybe a student who just wrapped up their undergraduate degree, you'll probably already have an account. If you do not have an account, this is where you would want to create the Create an Account button right here. And then it will give you some simple information to fill out. So I'll quickly fill it out here with you just as if I was an applicant. And really the good thing about this page is the more complete that you complete it, I suppose, the more that information that you share, the more information that gets auto-populated into your application. So it saves you a little bit of time if you're thorough here. I'm going to try to keep this as basic as possible just for your own sake. But here's a dummy email I created. Okay, and you can just see, you're just going to go through and fill it out just like any other, kind of standard online form here. And the big thing I would recommend is using an email and a phone number that you commonly check, because this is information that gets shared to us at the program and also to the university. And sometimes folks, to kind of cut down on their spam email or things of that nature, they'll use an account that they don't normally use quite often. And I would really recommend against that. One, we don't spam you that often. I send out maybe 5 emails throughout the entire application process. The university probably sends out a similar amount. And 2, we don't usually call you as a university until you've either already submitted your application or use that as your preferred contact method. So with that in mind, it really makes the most sense to use accounts that you actually check often, or else you're going to potentially miss out on some information. The big thing that I like to do is just share application totals with students so they understand if we plan on closing the application deadline early, which has happened a couple of times within the past few years. So with that being said, you can click on the text and phone authorization if you prefer to have that. I believe it is a requirement now. As I said, for our program, our preferred method of contact is email, so that you can have the information there in front of you and something that you can refer back to, whereas with phone calls, information can get lost, things of that nature. Okay. So the big thing here is you're going to have to create some type of username and password. For our purposes, I'll make something up that's related to the MIST program. But of course, pick a username that you prefer. Okay, and then I'm just going to make up a password very quickly. So I apologize. I know this is probably, we understand how to do this type of information, but it doesn't hurt to go through this together. Okay, and then you're going to quickly do this. The European Union data protection, probably not incredibly relevant to many of you. We don't have a ton of international students from Europe, but naturally, this will impact your application slightly as you get through. Okay. And so you can see if you start to miss something, it won't let you move forward. So for whatever reason, it thinks that this phone number, because I put the same alternate phone number as my preferred number. I wonder why that does that. But this is a feature you'll see that will happen quite often in the account, or in the application, excuse me. If something's not working quite right on the page, it will not let you move forward. So that's kind of a double-edged sword. It allows you to submit the application correctly, but it can kind of create some hiccups along the way. And so if these things start to happen and you're not sure what the issue might be, if it's not error apparent on the page, feel free to contact us. We've submitted plenty of applications with our students because we're not really testing you on completing an application. We want to know what you are going to bring to the program. So if the application itself is creating problems, don't worry. We really truly are here to help. Okay, so I'll create my account. And then obviously I have to deal with a little bit of my own computer's issues there, but then I'll continue, and you can see now that my account has been created. And this is, once again, a nifty little thing about filling out the account here is it's going to help you later when you start to select our program. So naturally, you're going to want to select graduate for what type of degree goal you have. If you're a returning student, this may be relevant to some of you who are reapplying to the program. If that's the case, you'll click yes. For many of you, it will be no. And then for the obviously U.S. military status, that's up to your personal background. I can't speak for you there. Really critical here if you're an international applicant. If you're going to need an F1 visa or J1 visa, you absolutely need to click yes. And most of you are going to be looking for an F1 visa if you're an international student. If you don't click yes here, it's going to create all sorts of hiccups in your account later. If you are not an international student, obviously very simple choice here. You would just select no. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to select no. It doesn't change the application too critically, and I'll try to highlight the areas where that difference lies for both of you who are international and both of you who are not international. Okay, so I'll click Save Changes. And then bam, it's going to load you right into the types of programs and universities that you want to apply at. So for our case, the easiest way to get right to our application is up here in this little gray box. Just go ahead and scroll straight down to CSU Monterey Bay and then select your term. It should only auto-populate for fall, which is really, really nice. Great thing about ours, pretty simple to do. If you are looking at the fully online program that has no on-campus requirements, bam, it's the only option there to select for the online programs. Makes that super duper easy. If you are somebody who is trying to do the on-campus variant of the program or the program that has some campus requirements, then you will want to scroll down a little ways here and select the MS Instructional Science and Technology Blended/Hybrid program. Okay? Doesn't matter which one you select in terms of the overall how the application rolls out. They're identical applications, but it is critical to select the correct program because the university will require you to basically submit a second application if you select the wrong program at the start. So the best thing to do is, if you're unsure of which one you want to select, contact us first. If you're really sure 100%, hey, I want to do the fully online program, excellent, select that. If you're really sure you want to do the hybrid program, once again, excellent, select that program. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to select the blended hybrid link, but as I said before, the applications are identical. Okay, so once you click it, you'll see a little green check mark saying, boom, you've selected somebody. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and click the I am done, review my selections. Natural choices, or natural question, excuse me, is, can I select multiple programs? No, you can't. And that's true for any of these. So if you are between applying to our program and the Master's of Arts in Education program, you're unfortunately just going to have to pick one and apply. There are ways on the back end to change your application should you want to change majors, but I would highly recommend being 100% good to go that, hey, this is my program of choice for this university. So with that in mind, once you're done with that, you will go ahead and click I am done, review my selections. And then boom, it will take you to this page, which is going to just tell you what your application fee will be in the future for our program. And then naturally you want to click the continue my application link. And this will take you right over to the application homepage, which I'll quickly explain, and then I'll make separate videos for each quadrant. So with that in mind, what the term quadrant is really referring to are these four pieces of the application. The first piece being your personal information, most of which will auto-populate from what we already filled in. The second would be your academic history quadrant, where you'll naturally share your academic history for your undergraduate institutions that you attended. And then the supporting information quadrant, which will really just allow you to share some of your work experience. This might be the shortest quadrant in the application because most of you will upload a resume. In fact, it's a requirement of our program. So with that in mind, you probably don't really have to fill this in unless you want to share stuff that is off your resume. Anyways, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but this is usually a very quick piece of the application. And then lastly, program materials, where you will upload things like your resume, your statement of purpose, your letters of recommendation, or at least recommendation letter requester information for us to contact them if you don't feel comfortable, or if your recommenders don't feel comfortable providing you your letter of recommendation. Things of that nature. So you'll upload all of those supporting documents here in the program materials. So I will stop the video here for now, and you can pick me up again at the personal information video, which will be the next video in the series.